What seems to be the problem? What's the problem? You have a hole, you have a stick. It fits right in. What's the problem? Why are men having such a hard time dating women? It's natural, right? It's natural to be attracted to somebody, to get horny, to feel some type of attraction. It's animalistic, bro. We're all animals. So what's the motherfucking problem? Why can't men get more women if women are so simple? Are men having a hard time dating women because they're too masculine, or are men too feminine? Let's talk about it. Do me a favor. Make sure you guys like the video, share the video. This is Masculinity Unlocked, bro. Let's go. Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Masculinity Unlocked. I'm your host, AV, aka Alpha Villains. What's wrong? Why are women so aggressive? Why are women stepping up to the plate doing shit that men should be doing? Is it their fault? Is it the man's fault? Are women overzealous? Are they programmed? Do they think that it makes them more attractive to be more masculine? I like to consider myself a masculine man. You younger niggas might think I'm goofy, I'm old, I'm washed. Cool. Whatever you're doing, whatever you think you're doing, I've did it already, okay? And old niggas can read through it. So it's like, okay. The problem with us old niggas is like, okay, we got choices to make. Do we deal with it or do we try to maneuver? You know what I'm saying? Most of us don't have energy to fucking maneuver, to try to convince a young bitch or a young man that we're worthy and we know what the fuck we're saying, right? Who gives a fuck? If you got kids, you got family, you make sure you put your kids or your peoples on game. You manage your bitch, the wife, the woman, whatever the fuck you're doing, whatever is in your vicinity, the world, it's inserted in your world, you manage those things. But if you're on the microphone and you are choosing yourself or you're nominating yourself to be a voice of masculinity, you have to be responsible on this motherfucking microphone, okay? So you got choices. You got to tell them, okay, listen, you know what I mean? It's hard for you to do shit the way that I do it because you're not me. So it's like, okay, I'll tell you and encourage you guys to whatever you do, be masculine about it. Be a man about it, right? That means be accountable, be cautious, but never move in fear. And understand that every loss is a lesson. And until you embrace that, you're never going to be able to make any moves like a fucking man. So men are having a hard time. So they gravitate to cults and shit and groups and shit. We understand all of that. But whose fault is it, bro? The rule of being a man is being accountable. So are men being accountable when we complain about women being too masculine? Listen to this.
What's going on, fam? Got a good one for y'all today. Just got done talking to one of my partners about the dating world, and he expressed to me that he is tired of dating. Why? Because I'm never a person to give up. But I was like, why? He was like, I'm tired of meeting all these aggressive ass women. I said, well, what makes them aggressive? He said, they try to act like a man. They try to take charge. They try to lead. I'm supposed to be the head of the household. I said, stop right there. I said, if you were a strong ass man, if you were a natural born leader or just a leader, you would have never had to go through any of that you have already been through. But you must be a weak ass man. And one thing I know about a woman, when a woman.
Easy. Something else I learned on this microphone shit. It's hard to challenge shit that sounds good or makes sense. It's hard to Google a fact, right? Somebody says something on the microphone, you Google it, you're like, fuck. It's on Google, so it must mean something, right? Even if you got game, even if you hired the coach for the year, even if he told you how to dress, even if you're in the Telegram chats, even if you took pictures and flew out to different states to go meet niggas, after all of that game, your best may not be good enough. So it doesn't mean that you're a weak ass man because the bitch wanted to challenge you. Bitches are gonna want to shit test you because that's what they do. So you don't run from it, you don't hide from it, you don't complain about it. You just deal with it as it comes. You know what I'm saying? You see a group of guys, you with your lady on South Beach or in Brooklyn, shit, your lady's looking right. She's dressed up the way she's supposed to look when she's next to you. You walk into between a group of niggas. You look at all of these niggas and their faces and shit like it's no beef, but it's like I see you, and I mean, you could appreciate my bitch, but just keep it tight. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to run from shit. We're not supposed to avoid shit unless you can't control yourself. Now, sometimes somebody's going to try you and try to set you up as a trap for you to flip out, and then you wind up in jail. That's when you use your discernment. But at the end of the day, even if you're on point, you got so much game, you're an alpha, you take all the goddamn red pills, a bitch may still challenge you. So it doesn't mean that you're weak because you're dealing with it. It's just that you're acknowledging it. Now you got to take it upon yourself to figure out what the fuck you're going to do about it, okay?
Woman is with a weak ass man that she loves. That woman will take charge. That woman will take the lead. She will start doing things that the man should have been doing, but she was with a weak ass man. So I told him like this. If you ever do run across a woman that you consider to be aggressive, you know, she act like a man. I said, peel back some layers of the onion and find out who she used to date. I guarantee you the dudes that she used to date are weak as fuck. Maybe she just had a weak man or win. So she had to step to the plate. She had to become the head. She had to become the leader because a lot of y'all weak ass men out here right now are looking for a woman to be your mama.
Okay, let me get out of this. Let me get out of this. Okay, this nigga sounds like a Sam. It sounds cool, bro. And my internet, I don't know what's going on today. It's like choppy. But basically, in a nutshell and shit, he was started off right. He said, "Yo, one of his partners was venting to him, talking about that these women, the dating market sucks and shit because women are too aggressive. They're too masculine. Is it her fault or is it your fault? Who's going to be more accountable?" The only time it's truly, truly your fault is if you acknowledge it, you make an attempt to address it because you like this bitch, and you continue to endure it, hoping that she's going to change. That's your fault entirely, unanimously. But as a defense mechanism, if you have any daughters or sisters or mothers and shit, you're going to want them and expect them to be defensive, okay? Part of being defensive is part of being masculine. A lot of times women are masculine because they don't feel safe around you simple ass niggas. It's not just physical. She doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel comfortable talking about her vulnerability. She doesn't feel comfortable talking about her past and her traumas that she's hoping that you can help make sense for her. Okay? She was molested by her uncle, her daddy, the camp counselor, all that shit. She did some shit. She experimented. She went too far. Now she's trying to change her life around. She liked you. You like her. And now you want to judge the bitch because she's thought she could feel comfortable with you. This makes women bitter. This makes women insecure. It makes them cautious. And now they just being more reserved until they meet a real nigga who got game, who knows what's up. He's not going to judge the bitch. Because we're not looking 2 steps or 3 steps ahead with a woman. You don't do that off rip. It's because she decided to go out on a date with you and shit. Just chill, man. Take your fucking time, my nigga. So women are aggressive because they have to be, because nobody's stepping up to the plate. Okay? Let's talk about 4 reasons why women get aggressive. Number 1. Some women become masculine to protect and keep their family together. It's no surprise to see them seeking help or a divorce once the children leave the home. If you're a man, you were man enough to get her pregnant. You were man enough to ask her to keep your baby. You were man enough to ask her to marry you. You're not keeping the family together. Being there, being present, contributing to the bill doesn't make it a home. Women typically make houses a home. So if you're not keeping shit together, you're not addressing your daughter's antics, you're not addressing your son's bozo behavior, you're not checking your wifey or your girl, she's gonna have to adopt the masculine traits that are required from men to keep the kingdom and the house in order. Okay, I keep it in order, you keep it clean. That's how it works, my nigga. So anyone will be masculine if you're not stepping up to the plate. Number two, some women become more masculine because growing up, her mother gave her daughter fears. Very important. How many of you guys have dealt with a woman with a meddling single mother or a mother-in-law, if you will? You don't have to be married to have a mother-in-law. Your girl's mother is bitter. She's by herself. She's got a couple of kids. She couldn't keep a man. And as soon as the girl that you're with has become unrecognizable because she's stronger, she's confident, she's become more feminine and more submissive to her man, your mother-in-law, decides to intervene. Or when she was growing up, she put it in her head that all men ain't shit. So when she meets a real nigga, she doesn't know what to do with her. When a woman becomes unrecognizable to her friends and family in a positive way, expect trouble. And then now it's that point where your lady has to make a choice, your friends and your family or you. Okay? And that's going to determine a lot. Number four, many women have become masculine because they are avoiding being vulnerable when there is no real danger. And this kills the relationship. Women live their lives comparatively. So if one of her friends or high school friends or best friends are going through some shit with her husband or her man, she's going to look at you sideways. Because she's going to try to look at shit and try to empathize. Because, again, women want to live their lives comparatively. When they get dressed for women first, but then you. If your friend got flowers sent to her, she's going to expect you to send flowers sent to her job. Purses, the houses, all the silly shit. You want to try to compare yourself. So it starts to set a tone in their head. They start to create some type of fear, anxiety, danger. That's something that's not there. That's why it's important. So again, when all you players that say that you want to strive to be, have rotations and shit, it's actually harder to have one bitch and manage a bitch. If you love her and she's, you know what I mean? It's work, bro. It's work. Okay? Number four, some women become masculine as men give up their masculinity as it means to please her. If she's in control, she's happier. You know those guys, they're married, they have their girls. You look at their Instagram pages, it's full of their wives and their girls. They tag their wives and their girls in the picture. You go in there because you're curious. We're naturally curious, and we don't see one motherfucking picture or post of the husband. Okay? So if she's in control, I don't have to deal with a piece over pussy, right, AV? You don't create peace by bowing. Okay? Attention, men. You do not create peace over pussy by subjecting yourself and submitting to a woman. You create peace over pussy by letting the woman know that your peace means more to you than her motherfucking pussy. Simple. She's got the choice. Leave the choice on her. With that or not, that incentivizes her. If she's smart, it's okay. Let me not annoy this nigga and give him the pussy that he deserves, that he needs. Once you stop getting control over women with their sexuality, their beauty, and all that other shit, you be in control, bro. So aggressive women, the dating market being harder, we're all to blame, men and women. But control the controllable, right? You control what you can do, and you find and choose a woman who will conform to what you've had to do in the way the times have changed. Okay?